It's the Three Wise Men. Hello, Lima Land. I'm Danny Holbrook, joined alongside Miles Holliday and Brady Stabler. Gentlemen, we are at the halfway point of the high school football season. It's going by so fast.
Oh, man, I'm glad to have Brady here. He gave us the old finger gun, too. I love it, man.
Like, let's go.
I'm taking the show.
Shooter McGavin over here. That's
boom,
fantastic.
boom.
Can you believe we're almost halfway through the football season
I
already?
know, I just said that to
It
you.
goes so fast, though. It's amazing.
Well, you just repeated everything I said.
Hi, I'm Danny Holbrook. No, I'm glad to have Brady here. It's going to be a fun show, Danny. It's been the best part of the season so far is football getting started, and we're really seeing the separation between the really good teams and the teams that think they're really good.
Yeah. Brady, who's the real deal? Who's not the real deal in high school football right now?
Oh, man, we're going to get into it here all throughout. You know, it's interesting. It does seem like this year that we are really starting to see that separation sooner than what we normally do, where you're having, you know, those really good teams really starting to pull away a lot of lopsided games. And, you know, we'll see a lot of good games yet to be played as well.
Well, that'll do it, guys. Let's get right into the Diamond Dave Bowen best thing we saw all week. Miles, it's really hard to narrow it down to one thing. That's why you don't. So why don't we start with you?
Hey, give Diamond Dave a lot of credit years ago. He said, why limit it to one? There's so many great things, right?
Absolutely.
So Diamond Dave Bowen, who knew he was smarter than us on one thing?
Oh,
right?
yeah, none of us do that.
No. Went to New Bremen earlier in the week and called the game, them against Marion Local with Mark Shine. Oh, boy. Everybody thought that New Bremen would take a step back because they're going to be super young. No, they just might win the MAC. It is incredibly tough, that MAC volleyball division. Two young players, Maria Kramer, a freshman. Watch out. She's going to be unbelievable. And Mariana Muther, a sophomore on the outside. They are fantastic players with a lot of energy. And as we know, that MAC is so good. And just when you think that was really good, I went up and watched Patrick Henry for NWOhio.live. We had them against Evergreen. Ada Chrisman, 6'2", plays in the middle of the net. 11 blocks, gentlemen. She had 11 blocks in one match. She could have had even more. It was like King Kong up on the Empire State Building, just swatting her way at airplanes. She was absolutely amazing. By the way, she's going to play basketball at Findlay next year, so she's going to be fantastic. And then the last one I saw, all right, I'm going to make a statement here, and I want you to understand it because it's a true statement. I think the most improved football player in Northwest Ohio is in Bluffton, Tate Gieske. And he was really good last year, right? He was a great sophomore quarterback.
He's amazing.
He is absolutely amazing this year. Saw him Friday against Spencerville. Could take off with the football and outrun anybody anytime he wants, but he's a quarterback first. He'll move, navigate the pocket. He'll keep his eyes upfield and find his guys. And boy, does he have a bevy of great receivers.
19 touchdowns, 1 interception right now.
Threw another interception on a tip ball on Friday, but just a ton of touchdowns again.
Yeah. Brady, what'd you see that's got your Diamond Dave Bowen best thing?
You know, I know that my face isn't on the logo, but you guys might want to change this segment to the best things because I know that's not the first time that Miles has done this. You know?
No, he does it every week. Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna go with a little homer pick. I went to the Wayne Trace game on Friday night. They played up at Edgerton. Edgerton was 4-0. Wayne Trace 0-4. Wayne Trace was down 13-7 at halftime. Went 28-0 on Edgerton in that third quarter. Junior running back Carter Bomley had 3 rushing touchdowns all in that third quarter. So that's the best thing I saw. There's one other thing that I will add, you know, to stay with Miles' theme on the segment here. Braxton Leith from Crestview.
The Leith blower.
Some would say.
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk more about him tonight, but 35 carries, 264 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's gotten to the point where everybody's just like, Just another day at the office.
Yeah,
I mean, that's incredible
that good,
numbers. Right? And so, you know, I think the fact that he's doing that and everyone's just kind of ho-hum is amazing.
You know how you're really good when it's 3rd and 9 and they still hand it off to you and you pick up that first down. That's what Crestview does.
He's a first down machine.
Yeah.
Guys, for me, it's and I don't know if I even should say this, the resurgence of Coldwater football. Not that Coldwater went away.
They struggled earlier.
They got that loss early against Clinton Massey. No shame in that. Clinton Massey's a fantastic player. Lost a heartbreaker to Anna. And then Gilly and I had them and Minster this week, and I was anticipating a really good game. And right before kickoff, it was. But I'm telling you, Coldwater just dominated that game, 34-7. Guys, they are the complete deal. And I'm telling you, Chip Otten has got them playing at a high level. That is going to be an epic game with them and Marion Local. I know we say it every year.
Yeah, it sure does.
But,
I just want to win the 50-50 once.
Right, yeah, 14,000 or something like that. But, yeah, the resurgence of Coldwater. Look, if you've ever been to a game down there, it's fantastic. The people are great. The atmospheres are great. The facilities facilities are great. They took great care of us, but they've got it going on, guys.
What was the one aspect that you're most impressed with about Coldwater?
Their defense.
Okay.
They fly to the football. They're physical. They make contact. They gang tackle. They're assignment friendly. They know exactly where to be. There was a play one time where Minster just did a little pitch out, and the guy in motion took one of the backs with him. Mm-hmm. That defensive end just stayed right there, right there where he was supposed to. A lot of kids would have kind of went with him because the play started to go to the other side. He stayed right there, and they are so fundamentally sound.
Well, and the 2 losses are really deceptive. I mean, it's getting to the point where you can sleep on Coldwater at your own risk, right? Because, I mean,
that's a great point.
Nobody's going to be surprised if they're playing football into the end of the season.
Oh, don't forget, it took him a long time. Graduated 3 really good linebackers. Mason Welsch, the guy that came up and led them in tackles from the secondary. So they had a lot of parts that they had to replace and figure out, and they finally figured out how to stop the run because they had struggled with that early in the year.
It's interview time here on the Three Wise Men, and we've got a couple of special guests with us, Jack Rader and Zach Welch from the Bath Wildcats. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. What a great season you guys are having, and I want to ask you something that maybe we shouldn't start off with, but I'm going to start off with it anyways. A great season so far, but then you guys trip up and you lose that game. I want to know what it was like after you lost that game and what you guys did, because you're the 2 leaders of this squad. What did you say to the guys, and how do you come back from a loss like that?
I would say probably just we still control our own destiny. Like, we control our own destiny in the league, and it's just the next game. So we focused on the next game against Kenton, took care of business, so that's what we're doing this week.
The first thing that I said to all the varsity guys, and especially Zach a few times, was 9-1. That was just the first thing that came to mind, was 9-1 after that loss.
Yeah, because you do control your own destiny, right? All you got to do is just win out, because that means you beat Wapakoneta, right? And that's the one that's owned the league forever. Now, my question to you is, when Wapakoneta and Shawnee play, who do you root for?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would probably say Shawnee.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to go for Shawnee, too.
You're right. That makes a lot of sense. Gentlemen, that loss was tough, right? It had to be incredibly frustrating, especially in the second half, when you guys just couldn't get the ball back on offense, because everybody knows that offense, when you guys have the football, total confidence you're going to score points, right?
Yep. I would say we just struggled to get a stop, and I was playing defense too. They kept running the ball and getting first downs. It would be third down, they'd get a first down on third down, so it's just they're using the clock a lot in the second half.
Jack, were they grabbing your face mask? Were they holding you? What were they doing that game?
I just think, to sum it all up, we came into the game thinking that we were just going to roll over them. You know, it was a Shawnee team that wasn't good last year, and we just overlooked them. It wasn't really anything dirty or any specific play. It was just the whole thing. We didn't have a really good mindset.
So it wasn't those guys that broke your face mask, right?
Right.
Yeah, he told us the story off here. Tell us that story on air.
I was trying to go make a play at Kenton, and they grabbed my face mask, and it came undone. Yeah.
No flag, though.
Nope, no flag.
Guys, the whole mindset at Bath has changed so much in the last 2 years. It's unbelievable. Talk a little bit about, the time before Coach Russell was there. What has changed? Obviously, he's doing a great job, and he's got you guys believing in the system. But, I mean, your student body, your fans, game day, everything has changed. And every time you guys got on the field, I expect you to win.
Yeah, I would definitely just say work ethic. Like, as soon as he came in, it was just we're going to do 2 things, just get better every day and outwork people. And that's what we did during the summer. I mean, other teams work hard, but I think we worked the hardest during the summer.
How about you, Jack?
Just same thing that he said. A lot of teams don't do what we do when it comes to off-season training in summer.
Jack, when I watch you guys play, and I always talk about there's three defensive players that I really like in this league, and obviously Parker Krim, and you're going to get to see him, and the Hauser kid from Wapakoneta, and then a big guy like you. Do you like being mentioned with those guys? Does that rev you up to know that you got to be as good as those guys?
I think comparison is a thief of joy. So I just do me, and I go.
He just
do
put
what
me
I
in my
need to
place,
do.
didn't I?
Sure did.
Two wise men and a moron.
Did you know his rap sheet? How did he know it? Yeah. The
Stop
thief of
it.
joy. Wow.
That's a great answer. You're a smart kid. Yeah.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Now, that being said, though, who would you pick? No, I'm just teasing. Let's put that question to you, Zach. When you look at guys, and you got a great one this week against Parker Krim, right? And you put Jack, you see him every single day at practice. Where do you put him compared to every great player in the WBL?
Oh, I would definitely say they gave us a great look at practice. Jack, and then you got LJ Davenport on the other
he's a
side.
dude.
So
He's good.
Yeah.
they're really good in practice. They give our offensive line some struggle sometimes, but works out in a game.
You know, and looking at what you guys have done this year, there's been a lot of talk about your guys' offense and the big plays and the explosiveness and the scoring. The question that everybody's been asking about you guys is, what about the defense? So, and you guys can both speak to this. How have you guys seen from week 1 to now the defense improve throughout the year?
I would say just flying around and just tackling. Our tackling has gotten better. It was good last week. We gave up one drive. It was a fluke drive. Didn't tackle the dude, and he scored a touchdown. But overall, we played good defensively last week.
I think we've been starting to play more mad. You know, as a defensive player, you just got to go out there and be angry, and we've really picked up on it.
Jack keeps it simple, doesn't he? I love it,
Yeah,
right?
That's
I'm
great.
angry. Go play mad.
Zach, at the quarterback position, obviously you're the focal point of the offense. The ball touches you every time. What do you think is more important? Do you think, arm strength, accuracy, or reading defenses, things like that?
I would say reading defenses, just like Tom Brady said, he didn't really have any of those, but he just read defenses and studied film more than everyone, so that's why he was successful.
What's your favorite throw?
Probably cross or Vegas.
You like to sling it, don't you?
Yeah.
You got a really good arm. Yeah. Coach Cook wants you on the basketball floor, doesn't he?
What's the Vegas route?
Basically like a version of cross, but he doesn't go all the way across the field, and then he
Okay.
cuts back outside, so people think we're running cross, and then it's an out-breaking route.
The first quarterback we've ever had on here said the go ball is not your favorite
I know,
route.
that's
I like
what I was-
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a certain quarterback, when you guys watch ball, and I want to ask both you guys this because, Jack, you talked a lot about watching defensive linemen. Both of you can go here, but what player do you guys watch and try to model your game after?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Really?
He's slinging
Is
it.
this my favorite player in the WBL or
Did he
what?
play for the Browns?
Yes.
He did.
Yes, Zach gets me. He's my inner peace. Look, this is awesome.
Yeah. Imagine if he would have stayed with
Shut
the
up,
Browns.
man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Would you have liked him to stay with the Browns?
Yes.
Did you? Okay. All right.
What is it about Baker? Is it just that he's a gunslinger?
Just his grit. He just,
Yeah.
Tough dude.
The other day he was laying on the field, and someone started talking crap, and then he got right up and got in the dude's face. So
Yeah.
Always.
That's what I'm talking
Always.
about.
Yeah, he's a great teammate.
Yep.
Jack, let's talk a little bit about your journey after school. You're being recruited by some pretty big schools. Now, look, my daughter got recruited when she was in high school.
Not this.
Yeah,
You know
went
she
to
ran
Tiffin.
track at Tiffin?
Yeah,
Did
she
you
was
know
good.
that? She
She
ran
was
track at Tiffin?
conference champion. Miles likes to hear these stories. But listen,
Every
seriously,
day.
I remember those recruiting visits, and the part I liked was they liked to wine and dine the old guy, because the decision maker. Are you enjoying all the recruiting visits? I know you're talking about some of the schools you narrowed it down to.
Yeah, it's a blast to go out there and just see the place that could be your potential future. It's just exciting at the moment.
And now, do you want to say on air who you've narrowed it down to? You
Yeah,
told
right
us
now.
off the
Let's
air.
announce it right now.
Narrowed it down to.
Come on,
No.
bring the folks in. We'll sign it right now.
He's gonna make his announcement on my radio show. We'll talk about that later, Jack. But have you got a list of schools that you visited and stuff like that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, we're gonna keep it. We're
Getting
gonna keep it
close,
under
though,
wraps.
right?
Yep, we're getting
Okay.
close.
All right.
Definitely after the season, there'll be some more excitement about it.
Gotcha. All right, Grant Sherman, the offensive coordinator there, does a great job for you guys, right? What is it about him that every single week that amazes you with the game plan? And furthermore, what makes your offense so tough to stop?
I would just say we have 11 dudes, and he puts 11 dudes in the best position every single week, and he's just probably the most competitive guy I've ever been
Really?
around and hung out. Yeah.
Really? More than Coach Russell?
Yeah, I would say. I would say he's
That's
more competitive.
two intense dudes right there.
How fired up was he last week playing the alma mater? I'll bet he was insane.
Yeah, he was fired up.
Yeah.
Not allowed to say what he said.
Nah,
Yeah, probably better not.
That's funny stuff.
All right, it's Elida week. I've been fortunate to call the last 2 years, right? 2 years ago, you guys, I think you admit, absolutely stole that one, right? Corn was just running left and right on you guys, and then you guys find a way to win that one. To me, that was the signal to everybody that this is a Bath program that you need to watch out for, right? And then last year, what was it, 102-98 or something like that? The final score is absolutely crazy. What is this week like? You got your Beat Elida shirt on. What is this week like for you guys?
I would just say it's going to be probably the hardest week of practice we've had all year, and just it's a big week for everything, not just football, but the whole community is just battling against each other.
Hate week.
Hate week.
That's what it is. Hate week. That's
Jack, you're such a nice guy. You're supposed to hate. You just told me to have love in my heart.
He's talked about anger and hate.
know,
Nice
right?
guy. Who did that?
All right, guys. Everybody that comes on the show has to answer this one question from me. The one school you want to beat the worst of any school you play all year long.
Walpole.
Wapak. The big one.
Walpole.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. It's a Week 10 game, right?
Yeah, will you guys be 8-1 going into that?
That's the goal.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a nice team.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want to ask you guys, because we're talking, your league is so competitive every year, the Western Buckeye League. I think it's a great conference. Now, you guys have been around. Is there one place in particular that is the toughest place to play in the Western Buckeye League? You feel like one stadium or one place you go to where you're like, man, that's a tough place to go and get a win?
I think Van Wert's a very hard place to play. They're so close to you, and they're loud. They get loud at Van Wert.
I'd have to go with Van Wert too. It's just the atmosphere that they bring and the tailgating. You can see the whole thing that they got going.
Is it a huge disadvantage playing there when the ball can hit the ground and they can still pick it up and score touchdowns on passes?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Why don't you fire some rapid
All
fire
right.
at 'em?
Okay. So I might go back and forth, and I might give them both to you guys here. Number one, we'll start with you, Zach. Who's the strongest guy on the team?
Probably Jack Rader.
I think Jack, is that true?
I think George Rope's a dude. He can squat.
He is.
Upward of
probably
580 plus. Yeah.
How tall are you, Jack?
Maybe 6'3", 6'4".
All right. If you and Mr. Ropes arm wrestled, who's winning?
I don't know. They got the short arms. I think they got that one.
All right. What is one of Coach Russell's favorite sayings that you guys hear over and over again?
If it's easy, we don't want it.
Be tougher.
Be tougher.
Yep.
Great advice. I like that. All right. Who's the absolute worst dresser on the team where you look at him and you go, what are you wearing, dude?
You need to answer that one first.
It was probably me last year. I didn't really have any good looks on the field. I just wore whatever. But now I don't know.
Soundbite. It was the best we've ever had. I'm not kidding.
What were you wearing, dude?
It was like black stuff, like black. I had like black cleats and I wore black gloves, and it just nothing looked right.
No drip.
Okay.
Yeah, no drip. No drip.
What about you, Zach? Who's the worst dresser on the team?
I don't know. I would say Jack last year, but I don't know about this year. Everyone stepped up their game a little bit.
Okay.
So what's changed this year? What are you doing different now?
I picked up
He's
some
got
yellow
people.
gloves. Those look
There
really
you go.
good with the
With the
all
all
blue.
black? Oh, the all black. We don't wear yellow and blue. No.
Who do you feel more sympathy for, a referee or a player who messes up when Coach Russell gets to him?
Player who messes up when Coach Russell gets to him.
Really?
I'm going with referee. He can tear up a ref sometimes.
He can, without a doubt. All right, I have two more for you, and this goes for both of you. One food you could eat, and it's the only food you're allowed to eat the rest of your life. What would that food be?
Chipotle.
Chipotle, really? Okay.
He beat me to it. Chipotle.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to at Chipotle?
I usually switch it up and get a burrito and a bowl. So every other I go burrito then bowl.
Burrito then bowl?
No, burrito and then next
Okay.
time
I was going to say, Jack probably goes burrito and a bowl, right?
I get a double wrap.
A double wrap.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
You guys have like an NIL deal with Chipotle or something?
Should, right? Yeah, might as well. Last one for you, okay? And we're gonna make fun of your buddy here, Mikey, right? Okay. Would you guys ever skip an appearance on the Three Wise Men to go watch girls soccer?
Absolutely not.
Come on, Mikey. Come on. What are you doing? Come on, Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey Hale was supposed to be on the show, but he's what?
At a soccer game for his girlfriend.
Yeah. I get you. I get you.
Guys, let's just say you finished out the season winning every game. What's the sky the limit for this team? How far can this team go, and what's a successful season look like?
I would say playing on Thanksgiving would be a successful season for us.
I like that.
I told the one news reporter that came in, I think it was after our last two-a-day, he came in and asked me what some of the goals of the team were, and I said 16-0, so playing on Thanksgiving. That's the expectation.
Fantastic. Well, guys, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much. We have so much enjoyed you guys coming. Best of luck this week against Elida. Now, we got a lot of our people
Yeah.
here are Elida grads. So.
They might bleep some of your
I was
answers.
gonna say, be careful, and then to put their voice in there. Yeah, win Elida. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Congratulations, guys, on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank
Keep it up, guys, and good luck. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having
Good
me.
luck, guys. Thanks.
Welcome back into the Three Wise Men, and Miles is showing you the
There it
email
is.
address if you have a question for us, if you'd like to send a letter in to us. Do you know why we like the letters? Oh, letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Pull one out today. Letters. Yeah, I like it.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good.
Thank you. It's a Gary Burbank bit.
Yeah.
700 WOW. When I was a kid growing up, 700 WOW was my favorite radio station. I know. I was that kid that listened to all the games. I was a Reds nut. There was a guy named Bob Trumpy who played for the Bengals, and he had a sports talk show.
Trumpy
and
is
I
awesome.
listened to Trumpy every night, and I despised him because he was mean, he was nasty, but I could not stop listening to it. It got me to wanting to do this in the business, you know. Yeah, that was a bit from Gary Burbank's show on WLW.
So Brady, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but people actually would take pen or pencil to paper, and they'd write their
letters.
thoughts on it,
Yes.
and then they'd postmark it, put a stamp on it, and send it to people.
Was that with like the feather on it?
Yeah. So it goes something like this. It'd be like, my dearest Miles, the 7th Cavalry has moved north towards Richmond. You know, something like that. Yeah.
All right, guys, I have 6 letters that our viewers have sent in, and I will read them and
That's
we'll
from David
respond.
Letterman, by the way.
Rush Limbaugh did that too, right?
Yeah.
All right, number 1, this is from Bill. Bill wants to know, who other than Marion Local, I like that, Bill's a smart football guy, he knows this, Marion Local has a chance to win the state title in our estimation. Marion Local, surprise, right? They should really compete for another state title. But in your estimation, guys, who do you think is a second team that could win a state title?
Well, I can't give you just one. I've got 3 or 4, but I really like Wapakoneta's chance. I think this is the best team Caleb Moyer's had in his 7 years. I
Travis.
really do.
Travis
Well, Caleb too.
you take Caleb for 7 years. Yeah.
I think this is a fantastic Wapakoneta. They're complete. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball, they can stop the run. Their defense is physical. I love that Wapakoneta team. And then 2 other schools that I really like. Maybe this is the year for Bluffton. Maybe Bluffton is the NWC school to beat. If you win the NWC, maybe they get some momentum. And the other school in the NWC that they're playing Saturday night is LCC. One of those 3, I think, is going to have a shot at winning the state title.
Well, when you talk about winning state titles, I normally don't overlook the MAC, so I'm going to stay right there. And I think in Division 6, and you talked about it, I mean, although they have 2 losses, I'm like you. I kind of want to get out ahead of people on this. Is anybody going to be surprised if Coldwater goes and wins the Division 6 state championship again?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
I mean, last year they beat Kirtland 31-7 in the state title.
Yeah.
I think they have a really good chance again in D6, despite having the 2 early losses. Maybe they end up better than that, from those losses. And the other team, I'll say, in D7, if it's not going to be Marion Local, why not St. Henry?
Oh,
St. Henry played them close once before.
they did,
If any,
yeah.
and I
They
think
would love a rematch.
I think they're going to get a rematch. And if they are able
Careful
to
what
beat
you ask for.
and if they're able to get Marion Local a second time around, they're going to win the D7 state title.
that Kirkland team was so devastated about losing that state title, they pulled all their products off of Costco's shelves. All right, number 2. This is from Colton. Let's see. When do you predict Bo Jackson will be named the starter for Ohio State?
Miles, if he goes up to Seattle this weekend and he runs for another 100 or a 120 and he torches that Husky defense, you'll see him start against Minnesota in the shoe next Saturday night at 7:30. And I don't think that's a bad thing because I think all 3 running backs are going to play. It's a running back by committee. I love the way they're doing things, but I just think you got to reward the kid if he has a 3rd straight 100-yard game, and I think it's a real possibility. He's a talent. He's different.
He
He's
runs
different.
like a blur, doesn't he, Brady?
He does. To answer the question, when does he become starter? I don't think it happens till next season. I don't think he becomes a starter this year. We've seen this in the past with this staff in particular, very loyal to the guys that are there.
They want him to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think you're going to see Peoples and Donaldson. Bo Jackson, he may end up getting most of the carries throughout the season. I don't think he's ever going to be the official starter. But when could he take over, the lion's share of the carries? Could be as soon as this week.
The thing that we have to remember, too, is can he pass protect? Right?
Exactly.
If he can't pass protect, he's not going to be on the field other than downs, and he's going to carry the football. He's really good at attacking on inside zone and duo plays inside. How is he on a sweep? How is he on a counter? Peoples is starting to become a good counter runner. Donaldson's a really good power back. So I think all 3 guys are going to keep their roles. And if you start Bo Jackson, what's it do to those other guys? I think the dynamic does not change.
Look, I think if this kid is as good as we think he's going to be,
Right.
I don't think pass protection is the big issue. I really don't. And I think what you'll see is more pass packages with C.J. Donaldson coming in, a bigger physical back.
Sure.
Now, you don't want to give your packages away, obviously.
That's the thing,
you don't want
right?
to, yeah, you don't want to show your cards.
All right, number 3, this is from Mike. Who do you think the players of the year will be in the WBL, MAC, NWC, and NWCC? How about we start first with the WBL? Brady, who do you think?
It's hard to say for me to go with anyone that's not Caleb Moyer, really, at this point. And although he may not have as gaudy of numbers as some of the other guys in the league,
doesn't need to be yet.
The efficiency, I mean, he's completing like 90% of his passes.
Ridiculous.
It's just unbelievable. So that's who I would say right now is the favorite. But also Zach Welch at Bath, I wouldn't count him out.
Crazy
either.
numbers. Yeah. Danny, what about you in the WBL?
I don't disagree with Brady. I think you've also got to throw Parker Krim in there. Obviously, I don't know that they're going to give a defensive player of the year. Or he could be the defensive player of the year.
If anyone could, he would.
He could, the way he dominates. You're right. If, let's say, Bath would go into Wapakoneta and beat Wapakoneta, I think Zach Welch would have a case for it. But Caleb Moyer right now is my choice for the player of the year in the WBL.
Yeah, I'll go Welch, Moyer, Krim, Hauser. How about that?
Oh,
Hauser.
yeah,
Don't forget
yeah.
about him. He's the best linebacker I've seen so far
He's
this
fantastic.
year. He is. All right, let's go to the MAC now. Danny, who's your pick for player of the year so far?
I think Charlie Whirling down at St. Henry is fantastic. Now, he's multi-dimensional. You could line him up and play him at quarterback. You could play him at tailback. He's the best athlete on that team. He's a league leader in the stats in the MAC right now. I like Charlie Whirling.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's who I have written down too. And if you look in just the passing column, you're like, what am I looking at here? But it's the running the football is where he really hurts people.
All right, well, how about Gavin Dickey or Brendan Hess? How about those two guys?
Brendan's a little young right now. Yeah. He's going to be the player of the year. He's really
he's
good.
Electric.
Yeah, but I do like Charlie Whirling.
I saw Gavin Dickey week 1. That kid can really play. He's explosive. He's just a gamer. You can tell he's going to make the big plays when he needs to.
Beat your Wayne Trace guys. Were you okay?
Exactly. I was okay.
Okay.
I made it out.
Okay.
He's here.
All right. In the NWCC, I'll start this one. Come on, Wyatt Taviano, right? Isn't it going to be him?
He's in the NWCC.
That's what I said. NWCC.
Oh, I thought you said NWC.
No, NWCC.
No.
No, right? Isn't it?
No.
It's not him?
No.
Okay, who is it?
It's Luke Long at North Baltimore,
Okay,
the quarterback.
all right.
Kid's fantastic. 19 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, have you seen him? He's 6'1". They've got him listed at 230. I'm telling you, he's 6'1", 240. The guy is an absolute linebacker playing, and they're going to win the conference.
Okay.
They're going to get in the playoffs undefeated.
And he was second team all conference last year, and he has 4 rushing touchdowns to go along with the 19 passing. So that's who I would say.
But I love Taviano. I love Taviano.
I was going to say,
46
46 carries, and then how do you follow it up? 36 carries?
He's tired.
He's gotta be. All right, now, Danny, the NWC. Who's
It's a two-horse race.
Yeah, I think we all know.
Yeah,
right?
Braxton Leath,
Yeah.
Tate Gieske. I don't think you can go anywhere else. Those are the 2 premier players. I think Braxton Leath is going to win it simply because he's going to put up national numbers. And how do you argue with that?
Brady, at quarterback, though, right? Gieske, the quarterback. Everybody loves the quarterback over top of running backs. What do you think?
That, and if Bluffton would go on to win the conference,
Yeah.
maybe you can sway some people. But I think Leith's numbers, if he stays healthy, which has been a problem for him in the last couple of years, if he can stay healthy, he's on pace to do some ridiculous things.
Those are all good answers. All right, question number 4. Who is the local guest that you would love to have on the show the most? Someone that we haven't had on locally that we'd love to have most. Brady, you have someone in mind?
Oh, man, I don't know. You guys would have to answer that one first.
All right, Danny, let's go first.
Yeah, I want to get Coach Goodwin from Marion Local on the show. I want to get all his secrets. They're doing something
I'm sure
special
he'll give
down
them.
there. I know, right? He's a very quiet guy.
Let me write them down and give them to you, Danny.
I've talked to Coach Goodwin before, but I'd like to get him on camera and just say, hey, tell us about the culture. Tell us about the kids, the parents, the community. I mean, they're doing something special down there. We're seeing historical numbers that we've never seen. Not only that, national numbers. It's just amazing.
Do you think he'll give you real answers or just coach speak?
I don't know. I think he's a good enough guy that he'd come on here and talk to us about the program, and he wants to promote his kids. Now, he's not going to tell us, hey, we do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, but he'll give us a sense of what the culture's like,
All right, what do you think about that one, Brady?
Yeah, I think that's a great one. And the thing to dive into there, what secrets would he give? I think the secrets for them more than the X's and O's are in the culture, and that comes from the kids and their families and the community that they have down there.
Okay.
He'd be a great one.
Now, you said Tim Goodwin. I'd go with Chip Otten.
Oh, he'd be great, too.
I love
Yeah.
Chip. He's fantastic. One of the most media-friendly coaches around, right? Always happy when you're there to cover his kids. I love him. He's a great guy. How about this one? going back in a little past here, Greg Simpson. That'd be kind of fun to have.
That would be
wouldn't it?
fantastic.
That'd be a fun one to have.
Former
on.
Big Ten Freshman of
Yep,
the Year,
yep.
high school All-American, McDonald's All-American.
Yep.
Greg was one of the most electrifying basketball players I've ever watched.
Everybody always
incredible.
Always amazing things, and they light up when they talk about them, right? When it's time.
Miles, when he was at Lima Senior, and I know you're not from the area, the gym sold out every Friday and Saturday night. You would walk. I walked in there one night, I kid you not, and Randy Ayers, Rick Pitino, and Bobby Knight were sitting in the front row. And you're just like, am I seeing things like that? He was recruited by every school in the country. And that was when UNLV was really big.
Yeah,
remember that?
right.
You know, so it was from coast to coast. He's one of the most highly recruited athletes I've ever seen in this area.
I'm not sure that's a true story because Bob Knight had to be sitting on a bench. He wasn't sitting in a chair, right? There's no way he's sitting in a chair.
Those guests of, bringing, reminiscing on the stories of old guys like that, those make for some of the best
Old
shows.
guys,
Well,
old guys like that.
Oh, my ticker. Oh,
Whippersnapper, I tell you. All right, what about Darren Hauser or Tate Gieske? I think those two locally would be fun,
yeah,
right?
it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But you'd see how small we are compared to Hauser. He's a giant.
He is a dude, too, man.
Isn't he?
I can't believe how big he is, and he roams sideline to
They've
sideline.
got him listed at like 6'205" in the program. No way. He's so much bigger than that.
No, I think that we'll see about getting both those guys on. Okay, question number 5 from Steve. You guys look like you're having so much fun. How do you keep everything fluid and fun? We do everything in one take.
Yeah.
That's the God's truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's great chemistry. It really is. We're best of friends off the air and on the air. We do a lot of stuff together. Miles is at my house all the time, so much that I have to ask him to leave a lot. We go to games together. We do radio together. It's just, when you find a combination that works, it really enjoys to do it. You know?
Yeah, and everybody, our support staff here.
Oh, this is the best company to work for. These people are fantastic.
Megan, without her sugary snacks that she brings.
Yeah, I'd be like 182. Yeah.
And the amount of fun, they let us have fun and
They
be
do.
silly, right? And you've seen all the people that work on the show have different bits, and we try to be creative and have fun with it, and that's kind of that atmosphere. Brady, what do you think?
Yeah, you guys are really good actors, I think.
Hard Rock and Holiday, right?
Old and actors. Yeah.
All right, last one. This came from Randy, and I think I know this Randy.
I do too.
I think so too.
It's Randy Rocket is who it is. Yeah.
Could Miles body slam Michigan interim coach Bill Pogge or Biff Pogge? Biff Pogge. Yeah.
I'm going to answer this. I don't know if you could, but I could see you running across the field at Michigan Stadium and attacking him. I could see that and getting thrown out.
Wait, did we win or did we lose?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Do you think I could get him up there? You think I could body slam him?
You'd have to get some leverage. Yeah. But I think you'd try. Yeah. I think you'd have better luck with Sharon Moore. Yeah.
Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
If he did that, the sad thing is they never televise that stuff. They always turn the cameras away.
No, yeah.
They should.
But
They should.
to be honest with you, Miles, I don't think you have a chance.
No, he's a big dude, isn't he? Yeah.
Did you hear his interview last night?
I did.
They're going to go home and eat coffee, ice cream, and fall asleep or something?
Yeah, I would offer friendship, and when he goes to shake my hand, I'd kick him in the groin and then get him off balance and lift him up. That's what I would do.
Miles Holiday, America's sweetheart.
Hey, guys, if you have any questions, what is it, Danny? What is it again?
It is 3 Wise Men at WTLW.com. All right, guys, it's time to look at the WOSN football schedule for the week. We've got 5 big games to start to say 6. We've got 5 big games we're going to talk about. Let's start with game 1. Friday night, Elida at Bath. What a rivalry. Randy Roberts and Dave Bowen on the call. Elida comes in this one 3-2 overall, 2-2 in the Western Buckeye, 4-1 for the Bath Wildcats, and 3-1 in the WBO.
After talking to our guys from Bath, it's tough to pick against them, isn't it?
Yeah.
However, I'll just say this, all right? This is an Elida team that the last 2 years thought they had this game won, right? Anger is a big thing, as Jack told us in his interview, right? Anger is a big thing. You wonder if Elida is just going to be so angry, so physical in this football game that they win it. Not so fast, though, right? I don't think they match up with the athletes outside for Bath, and I think it's going to be a big scoring fest for Bath.
I'm going to push back a little bit, Brady, and I'll tell you why. I had Elida and Kenton last week, and Kenton is a spread offense, a lot like Bath does. Now, Bath runs it a lot more than Kenton does.
Yeah.
but Elida put so much pressure on the quarterback, and they sealed the gaps on the run plays. I'm telling you, this Elida defense is for real. They've got a nice offense. If they can keep the ball away from Bath and Mr. Kaufman running the ball, I think Elida's got a chance.
Well, that's going to be the key for Elida is limiting possessions, right? You don't want to let Bath's offense go out there and go crazy. And looking at Elida, nearly every week they're going to have the best player on the field, right?
Parker Cram.
Yeah.
He's a game writer.
Absolutely. But what I'm looking for out of Bath is we know what the offense can do. Can their defense come along down the stretch of this season to help them win some football games?
So you say they got to keep the ball away, right? They're going to have to play good defense and slow down Bath. Let me ask you this, okay? Bath comes out. They start throwing the quick screen to the right. Come up, quick screen to the left.
That's how you stop the rush.
Right. Yeah. Parker Krim is now going 3 steps upfield, turning and having to run. Mm-hmm. You do that 5-6 times, and all of a sudden you're not the same pass rusher there. I think that's what Bath does.
Yeah, I just love the kids tonight. Their energy, their excitement for this game. Jack Rader had the Beady Lightus shirt on with the E's crossed out. Yep. That's awesome stuff.
That was the best Mikey Hales ever heard on our show, right?
He was fantastic, wasn't he? Yeah. Game 2, guys. Friday night, Wapakoneta is at Van Wert. Patrick Kamler, Josiah Stover. Wapakoneta comes in, surprise, surprise, 5-0, 4-0 in the Western Buckeye League. Van Wert 3-2, 2-2 in the Western Buckeye League. Don't sleep on the Cougars, Miles.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Cougars except for against Wapakoneta, right? I just think this Wapakoneta team is on a mission. I was amazed at the job they did defensively against a really good St. Mary's team last week. I just think they're on a different level. Van Wert, probably a year away, right? We all know this is going to be a dynamic team.
They got a Big Ten running back.
Right, they do, and Xavier Kelly, right? If they do not give him the ball every other time, they're living life wrong, right? I just don't see how they're going to stop Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta, as Brady said, right, Moyer, 90% completion percentage, and everybody he throws to is a threat. If they're close to being healthy, I think Wapakoneta wins this easy.
Look, Crummy is fantastic.
I love him.
And I want to tell you something about this kid. He's a sophomore. And I compare him to Ben Roethlisberger in high school. But here's the thing I think he has the advantage of. Roethlisberger never played quarterback until he was a senior in high school. This kid's a sophomore. He's learning some great things from a really good coaching staff. I think you're going to see this kid playing major college football with a shot at the NFL.
You could, potentially. Yeah, I mean, Crummy's a great athlete, and Xavier Kelly, as you mentioned, and Keaton Welch has really started to come on for them as well.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
But I'll tell you, the thing about those guys for Van Wert, they are all competitors above all else. They hate losing. They're old school type of kids. They work really hard. But ultimately, is anybody going to be able to slow down Wapak in the Western Buckeye League? It's to be determined. But right now, they look like they could be head and shoulders above the rest.
Travis Moyer does a great job every single week scheming something different into that offense. Nobody's been able to cover Mullen out of the backfield yet. I don't see anybody for Van Wert being able to. I think this is a Van Wert win.
Yeah, this is a great coaching matchup when you look at Keith Recker and Travis Moyer.
And they're going identically against each other, right? One calls offense, one calls defense. Yeah. It's a great matchup.
Yeah. Game 3, Friday night, Versailles at Marion Local. Myself and Darren Gilbert on the call for this one. Versailles comes in at 4-1, 1-1 in the MAC. Marion Local 5-0 overall, 2-0. I said it last week. I thought New Bremen had a chance at Marion Local. Boy, was I wrong. Guys,
I thought you predicted them.
I know. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you did.
This is a good Versailles team.
It is.
But this is a great Marion Local team. And I like what Brady said earlier. You probably ought to get them this year because they're kind of young. Because it ain't happening the next couple of years.
What's the number at? What are we at now?
69.
I think that they're going for 70 this week.
70 this week?
Yeah.
Any doubt in your mind it gets to 100?
No.
Oh,
it's to 100? Well, that's 3 years down the line.
Right. They have a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? That's 30 more wins there.
Well, and that's what I'm hearing is, if nobody gets them this year, they're probably going to win another 30 games over the next 2 years in a row. So that's a great question.
What does
Nobody has an answer for it. We're seeing things in epic proportion here on the national scale. And here's the thing that blows me away about Marion Local, and I've said this before. They win so many blowouts, but every time it's a close game, they never lose it. It's unbelievable.
Never beat themselves.
No, they don't. They're so fundamentally sound, Brady, and they're just so good in their techniques.
They just don't make any mistakes, is what everybody's told me about them. They're never out of position, as you guys said, very fundamentally sound. And so I think they roll again this week.
Yeah, Versailles, any chance they have, what do they have to do?
They got to keep the ball away from that offense. Yeah. They got to run the ball. Look, if you're going to beat a physical, tough team like Marion Local, you got to out-physical them, you got to out-rush them, and you got to stop the rush. Yep. You don't have to throw the ball against a team like that. No. You can try the old St. Mary's 53 runs in a row, whatever. You got to keep that offense off the field. Because they can light it up.
It's just not fair. You got to play perfect to have a chance.
I know, right? Just to have a chance. Yeah. Game 4 Friday night, St. Henry at Minster. Garrett Seawright and Jack McGuire on the call. Guys, the big storyline here is this: Minster's coming off an absolute shelling. They got really beat bad.
That was the game you had, right?
The game I had last week at Coldwater. You got to think about your psyche. We got to come back. Now you got to play a team that took Marion Local to the brink, a team that we know is really good in St. Henry Minster.
Yeah, this is one of the best games on the slate
this
week. And I think it's a great, litmus test for both of them, because St. Henry, I think there's a lot of people that haven't really appreciated what they've done this year, and one of the best losses you'll ever see in high school football, losing to Marion Local by 7. But now you have to go to Minster. How good are they? And for Minster, as you mentioned, Danny, how did they respond from last week?
Yeah, you look at it as a coach, right? How do you kind of take it easy on them after getting shell-shocked for Monday and Tuesday, or do you kind of grind them into a stump and build them back up, physical? So it's going to be real important what they do early in the week, because if you wait to figure out that we got to play a football game on Wednesday or Thursday, you're not going to have a chance by Friday. So they're going to have to really rally those troops early. Monday and Tuesday practice, so big for them this week.
Yeah, Coach Whiting does a great job. And look, guys, this was, in a lot of people's estimation, a rebuilding year for Minster. They lost so much, including superstar quarterback Brogan Steffi.
Oh, yeah, he's made your list.
That's right, he made the list. Yeah. So when they come out of the gates 3-1, we're all excited. We take the camera crews down there, we film the game. Now they get beat pretty bad. But this is a team that they're going to play a factor in the MAC race just because they always do, right?
It seems like they're always one of those teams that they're going to sneak up on somebody and get a game that you probably don't think they're going to. Maybe this week is the one.
Yeah. Guys, game 5 Saturday, This is up to this point, now Columbus Grove will have a say in this, the game of the year in the Northwest Conference. Yeah. Bluffton comes in at 5-0, 2-0 in the league. They play Lima Central Catholic, 5-0, 2-0 in the league. Both schools have been pointing towards this game. When they started seeing Columbus Grove drop a game here and there, they both looked at each other and said,
don't forget about them.
No. But both these squads are thinking, maybe we're the team to beat. Let's go settle this Saturday night.
Well, we'll know a lot about Bluffton after this one, and especially next week against Crestview as well. So this is a really big part of their schedule. I just love this football team, though, because they can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They have that quarterback that can make the difference when they need it. And I just really came away against that Spencerville team. I know Spencerville struggles, right? They're a little rough right now. But that Bluffton team, if it wasn't for a running clock, in my estimation, it could have been easy 63 or 70 points. That's how explosive they are on offense.
Brady, I look at this game at the quarterback position. You want to talk about two great quarterbacks, Brady Parker, Tate Gieske. It all goes in those two hands, right?
It's going to be a battle, and those guys are both so tough. They're such great athletes. But how awesome. This is a game for both these teams, and for all of us, really. You look at the schedule before the season and you circle it, and then boom, it lives up to the billing here. It's probably the game of the week.
We talk about this all the time. This is a Saturday night game. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff, and the Buckeyes will already be done. So there'll be a lot of people from a lot of different schools going to this game because it's such a matchup.
A lot of what happens on this game Saturday is going to be because of what people are healthy or not, right? You look at Kane Wright. He didn't play last week for Bluffton. Is he going to be back this week? He's an explosive guy. You talk about all the explosiveness that Bluffton has, Hill, Miller, Taylor, Sprunger, Wright, and don't forget about Parker Lavelle. Also, that is a very explosive team. And on the other side for LCC, Eddie White, there's some questions about if he's going to be able to play. Jackson White missed last game. If they are full, and I hope both teams are at full strength because it's going to be an epic battle.
Care to pick this game? You're not calling it.
I am not calling it.
Now everybody's watching.
If the physicality of LCC wins that battle, the line of scrimmage, I think LCC wins it like a 21-14, 28-21 type game. But if it is a track meet, watch out. I don't know if LCC can keep up.
He didn't pick.
I love them both. I can't say Coach Richards I don't love you. I can't say Coach Stalling I don't love you.
Coach Stalling and Coach Richards are great guys.
I want you both to win. I want you both to win.
Well, let Brady pick it.
So in the Northwest Conference, it's so interesting because you have half the league 2-0, half the league 0-2. It's going to make for some great games down the stretch. Personally, I like both coaches that you guys mentioned, but I think this Bluffton team's legit, and I think they go on the road and find a way.
So let's just say this. We're at the halfway point of the season. And we all believe that Marion Local is probably going to win the MAC. That's
What?
all I thought.
No.
Yeah, right. Other than the MAC, even though we're halfway there and we're getting big matchups, these leagues are far from settled.
No, you're right. Right.
Yeah.
If there's any bit of advantage, right? Coach Staley's still in his first year. Now he is passed with flying
He's
colors so
done
far, right?
tremendous
but still
stuff.
in his first year. Coach Richards has been around. Plus, Coach Richards, okay, he does pro wrestling promos and pregame to his guys. He'll break out a Dusty Rhodes. He'll break out a Macho Man. He even wears those white Hollywood Hogan sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
It's in your
I
wheelhouse.
like that. I do.
Yeah.
It's time for the good doctor. Dr. Danny is in the office. Dr. Danny, we have a lot of serious ailments that need to be sorted out.
Well, the sports world's not always fun, Miles. It's not always fun.
Brady, you want to tell him the first case we have?
Yeah, I can go first here. So
I've got a string that won't. Go ahead.
he's a great doctor, really.
Yes,
So teams are scoring at a crazy rate this year. What would you prescribe to help defensive coordinators be able to sleep during the week while they are trying to figure out how to slow down area offense?
So you need help sleeping, right? Yes. I
Yes.
think the first thing I would prescribe is for them to watch a Gilmore Girls marathon. They'd be out like a light. It's really
Oh,
bad.
Dr.
TV.
Danny,
Yeah,
people like
really.
that show.
Oh, no. In all seriousness, look, here's the problem with offenses in the area. It's all matchups, right? It's athletes playing athletes. You got to keep people in front of you. You got to play a lot of zone and hope your guys make plays. Really, you go man to man against some of these teams, they're gonna beat you 70-0 at halftime, right? Keep the ball in front of you. Play a lot of zones. Am I losing my stuff here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll just go like this. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't want to hear your heartbeat. Yeah.
All right, that's good advice,
Yeah, yeah,
Dr. Danny. Halloween is fast approaching, and it seems like the Crim Reaper Parker Crim's powers are growing. What protocols would you suggest for offensive linemen who have to block him?
Prayers and steroids. Yeah. Yeah.
simple.
Pretty simple. It's not. No, it's not.
Twice a day?
You got to double team him. You got to put a tight end to chip him, right? You got to know where he's at on the. He is one of those kids that you have to know where he's at. And here's the thing: you have to game plan for him. He's the best defensive player in Northwest Ohio. He's a Division I recruit going to Illinois, or is he?
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope, right?
Yeah. You got to double team him.
Yeah, you do. All right, my pick for the NWCC Player of the Year, Wyatt Taviano from Perry.
Yes.
He's had some games where he's carried it 36 times, 46 times, 34 times. I mean, the amount of carries is crazy. What advice would you give him to make sure that he stands this amount of carries?
The great John McKay once said about O.J. Simpson, fellas, O.J.'s not in a union. We can make him carry the ball as much as we want. That was John McKay. That wasn't me. No, Coach Evans knows his kid. I had Coach Evans on the radio before the season started, and he was talking about Wyatt Taviano, and he said he's really close with Wyatt and his father, and they talk about football all the time. He knows these kids. He knows how much is too much. That kid wants the ball. He asked. Coach Evans said on the radio that he has to tell him not to do so much so many times. He's a gamer. That kid's a great player.
Yeah, Earl Campbell carried it all
He
this
is,
time.
right? Earl
Yeah,
Campbell,
it's
yeah.
unbelievable.
It's time for the Buckeye Corner. We look at Ohio State football this weekend, gentlemen. We're going to Washington, out to Seattle to play a really good Husky team.
Is it a really good Husky
Well,
team?
so far, record-wise, and look, it's a Big Ten road game. It's Julian Sands' first test.
Right.
I think it's a big game.
Yeah, they want to make us terrified every time,
Sure.
right? And no matter who Ohio State plays, like, oh, they can do this. There's another small quarterback that can move. Did they not find out what we can do against really good quarterbacks early in the year? Like, as far as this Ohio
We
State,
haven't played a really good quarterback yet.
well, everybody told us so.
Yeah,
Arch
yeah,
Manning,
right,
right? He's
yeah.
the second coming.
Well, I think he'll be
As
okay.
long as Matt Patricia has these athletes that he can put in different places, I like our chances.
Matt Patricia's a difference maker, isn't he, Brady?
He has been, yeah, and how quickly he's been able to implement all of his stuff has been incredible. A lot of times I stay pretty pessimistic, I would say, as a Buckeye fan, and try to stay level-headed. To be honest with this Washington game, somewhat worried, but man, for the most part, I just don't see it. I've watched Washington a couple times. I just think Ohio State's a better team, and the difference this year compared to years past, this is one of the best Buckeye defenses at this point in the season that I've ever seen.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember Fred Pudgick when he was the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. That's where they
Fred
got the
Puckett
name.
Jr., yeah.
Silver Bullets. That's where they got that name, and that defense was incredible.
Well, he had Andy Katzenmoyer, a bunch of NFL draft picks.
Yes.
They got after it.
Miles, what do you think Ryan Day and the staff worked on this week?
It had to be the red zone, right? That's everybody's talked about after that Ohio game. Look, I thought what we did in the red zone was just foolish as far as play calling. Why are you throwing a fade on 3rd and 1 on the 1 yard line, right? You talk about being a tough football team. You just punched the football in right there. You remember with Chip Kelly, we'd have a 3-back set at times. We haven't seen that yet. Yeah. Maybe it's time to break that stuff out. You want to be a tough football team. If you get inside the 5, you should run that football in. You should not be hoping that your quarterback makes a play.
I would like to see a little more consistency in the run game with that, you know, because we've seen Bo Jackson a couple big runs. Aside from that, you know, C.J. Donaldson's been decent in short yardage situation. Aside from that, there hasn't been a lot of consistency, been a lot of different formations and subbing that, you know, maybe it's just kind of a feeling out process so far, but I'm hoping that they worked on more consistency in the run game.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the right side of that line with Tegre Teshabola. We talked about that last week, Miles. He got benched last week. He made some really bad plays. It cost us money. He cost us points. We didn't get in the end zone, had to kick some field goals because of his play. And really, really odd because last year he was so good and we were so happy with his play.
Second half of the year.
Yeah, that's a great point. But he's got all the physical tools. We know he's a future NFL player, but he's really having a rough start right now.
I think sometimes his tools are just absolutely fantastic. So this makes you think that sometimes he forgets to turn the light on upstairs.
Yeah,
you wonder how dialed in he was for that Ohio game. Yeah. If they got into him this week, he'll probably be ready.
Brady, did you get a chance to watch anybody during the bye week? And if you did, who in the Big Ten kind of concerns you the most?
I did. I watched some bits and pieces, and honestly, I hate to bring them up, but Michigan, I thought that they are starting to get some things figured out. I wasn't at all impressed with what they did against Oklahoma. I thought they were not staying true to what they have been and what's made them successful. They were trying to spread it out and throw. And this week they just did a lot of running the football, and they let their guy at quarterback, Bryce Underwood, they let him run a little bit, and that's what they have to stick to. And if they do that,
you know, Mr. Marshall, the tailback, had over 120 yards. The Buckeyes really recruited him. I thought they had him in the bag. Yeah. He ends up going to Michigan. He's a former Moeller kid. That hurts when a kid like that goes up there, doesn't it?
It does. Look, anytime, and a couple weeks ago we were talking about what concerns you about this Buckeye defense. Well, if someone boxes us in with 2 tight ends and runs right at us and they're getting 4 to 6 yards and they just keep eating the clock, I don't know why Nebraska stayed in a too high against a team that's trying to run the football. I don't know why they didn't try to just take Underwood's quarterback run away also. I don't know why they didn't fill the box. Underwood still has not shown that he can carry a football team throwing the football. I need to see that before I'm really worried against Michigan. That being said, yeah, I'm fully aware that they've beaten us 4 years in a row.
Yeah. I got a chance to watch Illinois, Indiana. Very impressed with Indiana right now. Kurt Signetti, obviously very brash, very brazen kind of coach. But I also understand that the athletes on the field were comparable to each other. I really did know that. Now, I don't think Indiana has the athletes we have. I don't think Illinois has the athletes we have. But the problem is we're not going to play Indiana until we get to the Big Ten championship game, if that happens. And the other problem is we're going to play Illinois at home, and Illinois can be a dangerous team. Now, they don't have the athletes we do, but still, a road game. Anytime you travel in the Big Ten, it's a problem.
Yeah, Illinois, man. And I know they have some injuries and stuff going on right now, but that was an interesting game, as you mentioned. The other team I would throw out that I did watch is Washington, again, because they are showing some good things. Granted, not against the best competition.
Guys, should Bo Jackson get the bulk of the carries the rest of the year?
Not with that bad hip. Oh, you're talking about Ohio State.
You Auburn, Raiders, Kansas City Royals. That's a good one, Miles.
White Sox, too.
Yeah, there's only like 7 people watching that got that. Yeah.
Come on, he was amazing on Tecmo Bowl. Everybody knows that.
Really, Bo knows.
You can make fun of me all you want, but at least at least I remembered to put my microphone back on for this segment.
What? Oh, yeah, it's because I got it's right here, Miles.
Whose is that?
I don't know. It's been
this is an extra one?
Yeah.
In there?
Well,
it's the third
who's stupid now?
Yes, I am. Surprised to nobody.
Cut that segment.
I don't know if Bo Jackson should get all the carries moving forward, but he should definitely be in the mix, right? Yeah. Has it been more of an explosive back than him?
No, I mean, he's been the best of the 3, I would say. The one thing that I'll caution people with, just 3 years ago, Ohio State had a true freshman running back that got a lot of work late in the season. He had back-to-back 100-yard games. Then Ohio State played Michigan, and he got 2 carries. That was Dallin Hayden.
Yeah, that's right.
Could we see a similar situation here with Bo Jackson?
Well, we don't have Chip Trainum laying around nowadays, right? Remember that Chip got all the carries that day? That was crazy. I was at that game.
Yeah, I thought Dallin Hayden was going to be a really good back.
Right.
Went to the Rocky Mountains and kind of nosedived a little bit. Yeah. All right, guys. Any worries from Washington?
No, because I don't think Washington can score us. Can stop us. I think we can score against them. I'm sure Washington's going to get a touchdown or 2. But is Washington going to get above 28 points? I don't think so. I think Ohio State does.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing, and then concerns with how Julian Sand handles the road environment, which personally I'm not that concerned about. I've loved what I've seen from him so far. Maybe he throws an interception in the first half, but man, I just don't see it. He seems pretty resilient and tough.
If you're a Buckeye quarterback, what's there to be worried about when you have number 4 that anytime you could just throw it to, even if he's covered?
And if number 4's on the bench, there's number 17 out there. That's there's going to be an NFL player. He's going to probably be a first-round receiver. Yeah. All right, guys, let's talk about the sensational Stolly Player of the Week and our Power 5 teams. Miles, I'm going to have you do both of them to start the.
All right, let's have Brady since he's the guest.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so player of the week first, I'm going right back to the well. I'm going Braxton Leath. 35 for 264 and 4 touchdowns. We can't just keep brushing it off. No, he's going to get tested later in the year, as we mentioned. But I'll go Braxton Leath, sensational Stolly Player of the Week. My top 5, number 1, any guesses?
Marion Local.
Yes.
What?
Marion Local.
I know, it's weird.
Number 2, I'm going Wapak. Number 3, Liberty Benton. Number 4, I'm going St. Henry. I'm
how about
impressed.
that?
I really like what they've done.
Danny had him last week.
Yeah. And number 5, I am going to put Bluffton there.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Tate Gieske, I saw him in person, came away super impressed. He's my Stolly Player of the Week. Marion Local 1, Wapakoneta 2. Gosh, I wish they still played.
I
wish they still played. That'd be absolutely.
It.
Could you imagine the gate that you'd have for that
Yeah,
game?
we'd have to play it in Columbus.
Yeah, we would. A Bluffton, LCC, and Liberty Benton. Of course, that Bluffton LCC matchup this week, I think that's just going to be one of those 5-letter games. It's going to be 5 stars.
I agree with Brady. Braxton Leath is my player of the week, my Stolly sensational player. 7.5 yards a carry. You know what that means, Miles? Every other time is a first down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 10 yards.
Means give it to him more.
Yeah, give it to him more. My top 5, Marion Local at 1, Wapak at 2. I've got Bluffton at 3, LCC at 4, and St. Henry at 5. Kind of left Liberty Benton out of there. They got a big matchup this weekend with Arlington. I don't think they're going to have any problems, but they're right on the edge.
Our good friend Troy Parker. He's got you guys below Bluffton for this week.
No.
Yeah,
It's a top 5. It doesn't mean they're in the 5th position.
You clearly
it's just
said
my top
4.
5.
You said Bluffton 3, LCC
No, I was
4.
giving you my rundown. Yeah.
Use that, Troy. Use
Yeah.
it. Use it.
Hey, join us next week, Lima Land, the 3 Wise Men, right here on WOSN.